Nice to see you. So this is an exercise to help you to breathe more fully, because as I'm sure you may well be aware, in modern day living most of us don't breathe properly most of the time, and I definitely include myself in that. I have in the last couple of years got more aware of when I'm not breathing properly and fully, but I've got a lot of work to do still. But this has helped me. So this exercise has come from my training in physical intelligence for coaches, and how we can listen to our body more, but also understand the science behind it and understand how we can shift our state through choice. So one of the things that's worth understanding is when we breathe in, we release adrenaline to our heart. And adrenaline is about acceleration, it's about excitement. It's also about fear, but when we use it in a positive way, it helps us to step into life and to face things. So every morning when I get up, and I really notice the mornings that I forget to do this, when I stand up, the first thing I do is to breathe in. Try not to knock the light. And I do a few of those because it's a focus on getting the adrenaline going, and it gives me a much more positive start to my day. And it's such the tiniest thing, but it really makes impact. And it can be really hard to get up for life sometimes. So to do what I can to go, yep, the day's starting, I'm getting into it, really helps me. And as I say, when I forget to do it, I really notice. I'll think what's up with me, and then if I check in with myself, quite often it's because I haven't done that breath. Obviously other life things happen too which impact, but when we breathe out, so sometimes we need more focus on our out breath, and that's because we release acetylcholine, I always struggle with that word, into our system, but that's about balance and renewal. So when we think we need both those things, don't we? We need to get up and go in life, but we also need the rest, replenishment, time to renew. So knowing that, you may or may not be interested in science behind it, but it's useful just to know these little bits. So to help get the expansion in, to open things up, usually a good stretch helps. So that's what I'm going to take you through. Just takes a few minutes, not long at all. So stand with your feet parallel, just a hip distance, which is just under your hip bones, so it's actually quite narrow. But find a neutral position that suits your body, basically. And then let everything slot on top, especially your hips, in line. And then I'm going to ask you to take one arm up and stretch it up, and then stretch over to a point that feels comfortable. It is a stretch, but you're not, we're not going right over. And then use your other hand to either rub up and down to help that stretch. It might take a little bit further, or you can pat, whichever you prefer. And then leave your hand there on your ribs, holding you. And we're going to take some in breaths. So breathing in, and really into where your hand is, and then breathing out. And do this in your own pace, please. So breathing in, and then out, and just listening to your body while you do it. And then one more if you want. Breathing in, and out. And as you come out, release. My shoulders need a wiggle. And then listen, notice how the different sides of your body feel after that. Perhaps breathe once or twice and notice the difference, what it feels like. So we're going to do the other side. So light shade again, arm up and then over, put your other hand onto your ribs, and then ease it out by rubbing up and down or patting, whichever you prefer. And then leave your hand on your ribs and breathing in, really into where your hand is. We're stretching out that rib cage. And again we'll do 3. In and then out, finding your lampshade. And then again, check in, listen. And now notice your breath. I find when I haven't done this, when I try to do big in-breaths, there's still some restriction to it. It's harder work as well. So this is just something you can do daily or throughout the day. It doesn't take long at all, but it helps set your body up ready for breathing. And if you're going to practice pace breathing or box breathing, which I've got some recordings on my website about, then doing this first can really help that practice. Thank you.